Hello, my name is Alejandro Enríquez and I am a student of Science and System Engineering. And this project is for Technical English 4. We are talking about a project proposal for an e-business. But first we have to define what is an e-business. An e-business is a model that allows us to acquire services of the physical system but through a computer. Take for example Amazon.com. It's an e-business that allows us to buy merchandise by presenting the items to the customer and letting him choose according to his needs. The customer can buy new or old items as he would do in a real system. Under these conditions, we can make a formal definition for an e-business: an electronic system consumed by the customer through a PC with access to the internet that allows him to pay to acquire services or products from the real world or an electronic representation of them. There are different aspects to take into account when we are building an e-business website, such as hosting, suite, domain name, payment, and charge method. Okay, we're gonna talk about hosting. The way web hosting works is by storing the files of the website, so when someone hits our URL, it can deliver those files to the web browser. From there, it is task of the browser to render those files to the user. Files like HTML that have CSS to load them with a style can be the ones involved in this process. If the website is not only for displaying files but also for performing operations such as user registration, payment, or the ones involved on an e-business site, it needs to have a database. So it isn't a web page anymore, it becomes a web application. And in order to have a web application on a hosting server, the hosting server needs to have some features, okay, such as database for storing information and displaying it later. Information that will allow us to perform those complex operations, user identification through a safe passwords, generate a register web page for our site, and those functions need to be developed on a language such as PHP, Python, JavaScript. So we have to make sure that our web. So the main aspects we have to take into account when we are buying a web hosting are: first, the price. It needs to be cheap. Second, the stability. Always needs to be on. And third, but not the least, it needs to have the features in order to our web app to be functional.
Hi, my name is Jorge, and I'm going to talk about the domain name of a business. The choice of the domain name or website of a business is a key time implemented. Therefore, its importance should not be underestimated. Step. In fact, this decision must be taken at the same time taking into the account the company name or and the trade market. For example, in this case, our proposal of the e-business is rent movies in a website. In this case, the domain name could be www.rentamovie.com. To choose a domain name of a business, we should have present some key factors for this decision. The first is that check the legality of the domain name. The domain name should to be must to be legality, because it cannot violate a trade market or use the name of our city sometimes, and also refers to the denomination of origin or use the name of a person. We have to study all the aspects to choose the domain name. The domain name has to be explicit and easy to memorize. because the domain name has a clear idea or what the business or company is engaged, and also the site whose domain is easy to memorize and recall to and recall is an added advantage. In the domain name, we must use keywords. The use of keywords in the domain name is an important factor because the search engine interpret the website is the possible answer to the keyword search performed by the user. The length and spelling or orthography of the domain name is a key factor. Definitely the short domain name is easier to remember and share. We don't use special characters because if we share the domain name to a user, if the user is typing the domain name, it's probably that he has mistakes, and then the mistakes can redirect to another website. Okay, another aspect of the business is the tools, is the programs, is the software that helps to manage all the e-business. It's necessary to have the worldwide the service information technology and strategy is essential, however, because they use the internet in organizing the high risk proposition. It can be double-edged sword, and you can capture the hash market or be the model of the company, which in why they must be linked and the discipline of the structured process. Information technologies for the business are CRM, it means Customer Relationships Management, and SCM, the Supply Chain Management, and BI, that means Business Intelligence, and KM, that means Knowledge Management, and ERP, that Enterprise Resource Planning. Okay, the Customer Relationship Management, CRM, is a methodology that identifies acquiring and retaining customers, enabling organizations to manage and coordinate customers' interactions across the multiple channels, departments, lines of the business, and geography. The CRM software provides a lot of benefits to the organizations that achieving the maintain a stable relationship with the customer relations chain, giving the greater results and at lower costs, delivering the aggregate time with the high quality. There are a lot of companies that provide this software. For example, SAP, and Oracle. Okay, the Supply Chain Management, SCM, is the identification and management of a specific supply chain with critical buy-in of an organization. Supply chain management can ensure to play the vital role in managing the processes of supply chain belonging to providers. It is a technology of information that and also key the implementation of the business and is the supply chain management. The supply chain management, this term may not be popular, but it's a management of the supply chains of developed to support the new business models, including innovative ways, engage customers, manage risk, direct information, and finish the products delivered end-to-end for continuous practice of continuous improvement. It's and also it's a software. Uh, Now I want to another information technology that is business intelligence. The business intelligence is a globalization, internationalization of markets. That new economy and e-business are interrelated phenomena which emerge with the attitude challenge of survivals or adaptations. It's essential to detect trends and understand the strategies that come from the global knowledge of economy, activities of business technology, which economic, technological, and social environment are explored. This is information technology. Another is knowledge management, that is defines the study systemically, develop and apply these technologies for e-business is essential to adopt the perspective of a fairly comprehensive representation of knowledge management. Um, the knowledge management take advantage resulting from the adequate knowledge management company. This refers to the management manage three main aspects are the people, the processes, and technology. That is why the company have realized and the knowledge is in the employees is an extremely important resource for the company. Therefore, it can be shown the management. The last information technology of a business is ERP, that is Enterprise Resource Planning. This technology interprets enabling companies to develop new ways to make or move products, to manage business processes in all levels, and communicate with the customers in a real time. Okay, ERP is structured to optimize the internal value chain of a company approach. In other words, ERP within the organization does the organization codify and standardize business processes and data of a company. Okay. These were some aspects of e-business. Thank you.
My name is Marvin and I'm gonna talk to you about e-commerce payment systems. Well, the e-commerce payment systems facilitates the acceptance of electronic payments for online transactions. Also, the e-commerce payment has become very popular due to the widespread of the internet-based shopping and banking. Over the years, one of the most common ways to payment for e-commerce transaction are credit cards. In North America, um, almost 90% online purchase transactions were made with credit card. Credit cards are also one of the popular methods of online payment, but can be expensive because of the transaction fees. As I As examples of this type of payment, we can mention net banking. Well, net banking is well known in India. Um, this doesn't involve any sort of physical card. It's used by customers who have accounts enabled with internet banking. Another example is PayPal. PayPal is a global e-commerce business allowing payments and money transfer to be made through the internet. So in this case, the online money transfer serves as an electronic alternative to pay with traditional paper methods such as checks and money orders. Another example is Google Wallet. Google Wallet was launched in 2011. His function is similar to PayPal, but it also features a security that has not been cracked to date and the ability to send payments as attachment via email. Another example is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is a very secure and inexpensive way to handle payments. With e- big with big with the Bitcoin, um, you can choose your own fees. So there is no fee to receive Bitcoins, and many wallets let you control the larger fee to pay when you're shopping. You can have protection against fraud. So any business that accepts credit cards or PayPal knows the problem of payments that are later reserved. Fast international payments. So sending bitcoins across border is easy as sending them across the street. No PCI compliance required. So accepting credit cards online typically 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 requires extensive security checks in order to comply with the PCI standards. You can have accountants transparency. So in this case, many organizations are required to produce accounting documents about their activity. In, with the payment e-commerce system, we can access to prepaid debit cards like Mastercard, and Visa. And also, we can get access to global bank transfer. We can have international e-wallets like PayPal, and also local e-wallets. With e-commerce payment systems, we can allow products and we can use local, regional, and global payments option through a single interface. We have several advantages with using e-commerce payment systems, like for example expanding the reach and the market penetration of a company. Also, we can integrating my virtual shopping carts to simplify the checkout process, and also we delivering more ways of consumer to pay with e-commerce payment options.